Bondilyn Jolly with Elevate in 365, and welcome to today's casual conversation. I am with Frank Chimento. He is the VP of Broker Sales at Elevate and has been with the company since it very first began. Hey, Frank, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So Frank, you and I have known each other a long time, and you've worked in the real estate sector a long time. I think that you've worked in every single major franchise brand in the United States, if I'm not incorrect on that.
Yes, I have, either as an employee or as a paid consultant. But yes, I've been in all of the big box franchise brands. So, I jokingly say that, and $5 never gets me a latte at Starbucks, but it does mean I've had a glimpse into what's going on in the real estate world for quite some time. So yes.
Well, and it's interesting because I remember when you called me when Prem and the team came and approached you about being a part of the Elevate project, and I had just never seen so much excitement from you, on any project that you've been involved in. And so I think the question that I asked you then, and I'm going to ask you now with our audience here, is what the heck about Elevate excited you so much when you came into the story and continues to excite you 2 years later?
Oh man. That's a great question. So, to put it bluntly, for over 20 years, I've been working with real estate agents, brokerages, teams, and my focus has always been, that was the role I played as an employee in these different companies. My job was to help brokerages help their agents sell more homes faster. At the end of the day, that was my job. And you go through this, and when you fast forward, I worked with several tech companies, including a couple of the big portals and all of that stuff. And what was really frustrating was I felt like, from a technology perspective, there were all these technology companies kind of putting lipstick on a pig, to be honest, and selling pieces and parts, to these brokerages. And we're taking a piece from here and a piece from there, and we're bolting it all together, and we're trying to do something to be more efficient. But when in the privacy of our own room at night, we knew that this was not the right solution, but this is all we had to work with. So at Elm Street, I got really excited, and one of the first conversations I had with Prem was, hey, look, I'm never, ever again going to sell a piece of technology that a bunch of nerds in a room built and tell me what real estate agents and brokers need. Now I got to go convince them they need it. We're going to tell the engineers what to build based on what the real estate agents and the brokerages have been screaming for decades, and that I've been dealing with on the front lines. And if we can't do that, I'm not coming. And I know that sounds kind of arrogant, I'm being funny about it, but that really was what got me excited, is we get to go build this program based on what brokerages have been begging for and agents have been begging for, and now it's here, and now we get to go out and say, I told you so. So this is kind of a I told you so moment.
I think, you said a moment ago, talked about like all of these other companies that are selling this bolt-on technology. And we see it so much, and it's so frustrating, on the broker level and on the agent level as well, right? And what is it on average? Isn't it the average broker is using somewhere between 12 to 15 different pieces of technology every day?
Yeah, for a brokerage, it's actually 15 to 20 different pieces of technology. For an agent, it's 10 to 12. And you think about it, as a real estate agent, my mom's a 73-year-old real estate agent, still banging it out. She's got to manage 10, 12 different pieces of software that a broker gives her, or MLS gives her, or association. And it's overwhelming to her, not to mention it's not even efficient. No other industry in the world. I was joking with one of our colleagues. I said, could you imagine if we went into realtor.com, and when they switched everything over to Salesforce on their back end, and we said to them, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use these 15 pieces of technology. I'm like, but in real estate, people have been doing that for a long time because there wasn't a better option. Now, hey, it's awesome to be able to walk in and talk to a broker and to see them light up and to see their agents get excited when they say, what do you mean? The MLS, my email marketing, my CRM, my lead gen, my CMA, my document storage, everything is in one platform, and it's all fed by the MLS, and I don't have to go and remember it. It's really, hey, look, it's really fun. This should have been done 10 years ago, and it wasn't. And I'm glad, because now we get to be the ones doing it.
Well, and it's true, and it increases efficiencies, it streamlines and consolidates. It saves money, it saves time, it allows brokers one single dashboard where they can see all of their key performance indicators and all of their metrics. It's really, really exciting, because there isn't anything else like this in the space.
No, and I think there's a couple of key nuances too that really differentiate us. I mean, look, at the end of the day, real estate is a sales business. It's a persuasion and influence business. It's a relationship business. And we've actually taken some sales psychology and really poured that into the technology, if you can imagine that. And so we're doing things that are extremely intuitive for the way agents do their job every day. That's one thing. The other thing is, when we talked about this early on, is, what do brokerages and what do agents need to do? Well, the number one, they need to protect their data. I mean, we all know that. We're hearing about it all the time. You got to protect your data. Number two, you've got to have access to information. I think it was like Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglar way back in the day said, business people make the best decisions they have with the information they have available to them at the time. And so by providing more access to more data and more information, agents are smarter. They make better decisions. They don't pay the stupid tax as often by making mistakes. And so, and here's the thing that I think is really amazing, to think of all the CRM platforms that are out there, productivity systems. And we're the first ones and the only ones out there in the industry that have actually said, hey, guess what? The industry statistics state that the typical real estate agent switches brokerages about every 4 to 5 years. Well, Bondilyn, if I've been in the industry 20 years and I've amassed a sphere of influence, you're my new broker. I may love you. I might think the world of you. I might share food with you off your plate, but I'm not sharing my database with you. I've worked too hard to manage that. And these brokerage provided CRMs, they don't protect the database for the agents. The agents don't upload their data, therefore they don't use the system. We solved that early on and said, hey, to the agents, you're protected. You don't have to worry about your brokerage taking your data or getting your contact records or any of that. But then to the brokerage, we said, hey, but Mr. Broker, or Mrs. Broker, you need access to good analytics. Your agents want you to work on their business while they're working in their business. And so we provide the metrics and the analytics to the broker. And let me give a great example of this. And then I know these are quick conversations and we could go for days. But, I had a brokerage. I won't say when or where because it'll give them up. But by the brokerage being able to see the kinds of tasks that the agents were assigning to themselves, the brokerage saw a couple of things and said, you know what? There are some tasks all my agents are doing, and they shouldn't have to do that. But now because I'm aware of it, I'm going to do it at the brokerage level and let my agents go back to, as I always jokingly say, shaking babies and kissing hands. And everybody says, oh, wait, you said that wrong. No, I mean it that way. But that's the idea. To have one platform with all of your core services in it, your database is protected, the analytics that you want your brokerage to have access to, they have access to it so they can be looking for more efficiencies in your business and then therefore help you sell more homes faster. So, I mean, it's a great time to be doing this. Everybody's hungering for it. You've got people pounding their chest and saying they're putting $4 billion into technology over here. This one's buying this tech firm and that one's buying that tech firm. And guess what? Agents are going to be moving around about every 4 to 5 years. So what does an agent do? What does the independent brokerage do? That is the lifeblood of our industry. The independent brokerages still put up more transactions than the big box franchises. What does that mom and pop with 30 or 40 agents do that cares deeply for their agents and wants to improve their quality of life? How do they compete? Now they can't, because now there is a superior product on the market that's affordable for the independent brokerage and for the franchises and all of that. So we're just super excited. I mean, social media marketing, lead gen, CRM, email marketing, CMA. I mean, the MLS, you don't even have to go into the MLS anymore to do your searches and save them and assign them to clients. It's all done. It's all right inside one system. So, hey, if that doesn't get you excited doing what I do, then, hey.
That is fantastic. My phone just totally started ringing. My daughter just walked right into the camera.
I love your daughter. Tell Peta I said hi. She should do these more often.
My daughter, everybody.
Welcome to a casual conversation.
Hello. Sorry to interrupt. I'll let you guys get back.
That's awesome. That makes it more fun. And Brian, I was going to tell you, these casual conversations are awesome. I mean, there's really great at this company. I mean, we've got, 10 leaders in the company that have been in the real estate industry 20, 25 years. I mean, there's a wealth of knowledge in the organization. And for you to do this, I mean, it's awesome. And I wanted to say that to you. Thank you. And I think real estate agents and brokerages, they appreciate it because we're not selling software at Elm Street Technology. We're selling a philosophy. We're selling a system. And those systems are only as good as the people that you know behind the scenes that are running it. And I think it's important to get to know the people that you're partnering up with because you're dependent on them in a codependent kind of way. You know, we look at our partners too. I mean, if our real estate brokers aren't going to follow our best practices and they're going to go rogue on us, they're probably not going to be a great partner, not going to get the best value out of our platform. But if they do, they're going to see success and they're going to tell their friends about it, and that's what we want. We want to create raving fans.
Well, that's awesome. So if you guys are a broker or an agent and you're looking to streamline, consolidate your efficiencies, if you're trying to save time and resources, if you're trying to make sure your data is protected, check us out at the link provided below. And Frank, thanks so much for joining me and my craziness happening in my house today with this casual conversation. It's really casual today.
And that's awesome. And I did this because I thought maybe it was the end of the day, you were tired, and I didn't want you to have to drink coffee this late. I figured just a few minutes with me and you'll be good to go.
Awesome. Thanks, Frank. Thanks so much. And everybody, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Friday where we release new content. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Take care.